I'm the golden son while playing a GBA game. Brain off the scale to thinking he mean weight gain. No surge, electrify the mind. I'm in charge of the buzz, get your power stripped. I'm my own plug, you the socket. Lent more punchlines, the trash in your pocket. That's you to stop it. More than rap, this composite, you gossip, I rock it. See the variation? It don't matter, black or white, bring the drama, Perry Mason. I'm adjacent to the destined, counting on my blessings while they selling their soul. No, you gotta be desperate like them housewives. Hear the real with my mouth wide, paths going north, but they still hear the south side in me. These rappers are actors who giving out Emmys. Find me a Denny's looking proud of their penny without an Oscar. I'ma lay it proper. Father, this sound ironic, didn't have a papa for most of my life. Foster home to home. Don't let me start. Comment tell me about real love. It starts in the heart, not the pants. Born without a chance. Probably met destiny plenty times and noticed when she glanced at me. When you dance with me, who would've known these dreamers become fans of me? Put up your hands for me. Touch the sky, the model we grew up with. Bumping that old Wayne, about to see if this truck fit in my garage. I'm kidding, no car, but I got drive. Even if I retire, never be top 5. I survived the rugged terrain. Determination in my brain, God help me find joy through the pain, gain clarity that I share to the masses. Same kid, they dreaming in classes. Future look disastrous. Time for the heroes and less fastest. Clean air, less gases. But y'all know what I'm trying to convey. Chase strays, play games, watch a few anime. Found a path to be great, not a moment to waste. Mama check it, don't worry, I'm straight. We gon' take it to the top of the globe. Spread love, realest quote that I wrote. You know, sky's the limit. All my life I was sober. We surpassing that with each episode. Behold, a new episode. New day, a new episode. A new day, a new day, a new episode. A new day, a new episode. A new day, a new. Go ahead, let them throw that shade. You gotta wait to see the picture. Old Kodak days, don't go that way. They songs all filler, and they shows not at the museum. Fans never been stiller. Pin Dilla, so it's a route set score. I ain't trying to be known by a number like the kids next door. My lord, they want us in cages or the seats, cause we fresh to death. Cash is short every week. Who me? I'm nothing but a kid from the Boondocks, writing living color. Different world in my boombox, chilling in my afternoon socks with a cute thing. Excuse the missed call, they didn't notice you rang. Sharp tongue from the heavens, we thinking outside of the box. They call him Stoop Kid, never lead his steps. No one knows of his woes, cause he keeps to himself in seclusion. But me, I had to find out his story, so I sat by his stoop. He said his name's Corey. Told me how he used to be in love with a dame, but she left about as fast as she came. Said the sky's never been the same. Air's less fresh, chemtrails blanket the sky, and we compressed to a perfect world that we created within the mind. We blind to the truth as the days unwind. He finds happiness and watch the time go by. He asked, do you know why? Cause at least I'll know when we die. Society's engulfed in trends, and it's hard to find friends when your vision ain't the same through the lens. A cleanse what we need, but our pride won't accept it. Love's like a precious baby girl, and I'm wishing that we kept it. Neglected all our principles, kids laughing at me every day. How conventional, all one-dimensional. I wish I was invincible, I would just fly away. Aim for the sun, hope to land in a higher place. That's my escape from reality. Life is a dream, but it seems we've been sleeping in ravines. For now, I'ma chill with the ranting. Sit up on my stoop while the kids keep chanting. Stoop kids afraid to leave the stoop. Stoop kids afraid to leave it. 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 Stoop. A tear rolls down his cheek. He asks, how did life become bleak? We used to seek joy, now we lost in translation of the language called money. I pity our generation. I told him I agree, but you looking at the downside. It's a bigger world outside the walls you hide, and I can guide you to a new state of mind if you let me. But hearts can't receive what the soul isn't ready for. Look, life is a metaphor, it's up to you to find a meaning. You can't stand for something if you steadily leaning on pillars of self-loathing. Imagine what you're missing in addition to beautiful life that you ain't even living. Places that you never been, people that you'll never meet. Happiness if you're willing to seek beyond the stoop of your seclusion, but really just a barrier to block away the image of a place much scarier called reality. Well, he stopped me mid-sentence, took a step down like a sinner doing penance. Said he wanna take a chance, thanks for the referral. Safe to say this boy's gonna finally leave the world, so stoop kids gonna leave it. Stoop kids.
Are you ready?
Word to wise, grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave him truth truth in these songs, they prefer the lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple eyes. You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Man, dream on, yeah, dream on, dream weaver. Dream weaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy, Ernie, Blerd Without Fear. We are back again, episode 57 of the Blerd Cave. I got my guy, Carter, with me. How you doing, fam?
Coming to you live from an undisclosed location with no roof, no kitchen, but I'm paying an arm and a leg. How is everyone on this Saturday?
Oh man, blessed to be here. It's wild, man. It's wild. I guess we were literally just kind of chit-chatting about it before I even clicked the button to switch to my camera. But I guess let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you once again to another episode of the Blerd Cave. And I know there are things happening in the world. There are things going on outside your window, outside your door, wherever you may be. The world has gotten wild. It is imploding. It is kind of turning to shit, I think would be safe to say. And that's even with a global pandemic still in effect. The world has literally decided to eat itself. And those crazy Stephen King books, like The Last Stand, seem a lot more like reality than fiction. I just want to say, we're not going to talk about that today. This is probably the most you'll hear me talk about it. Because honestly, I have been talking about it in other avenues, in Discord, on Twitter, on Facebook. I don't really fuck with Instagram, though people keep trying to make me. I've talked about it in a lot of places. I've even been in other people's streams. Like a good friend and local Memphis fam, Pikachu Lita on Twitch. Been in her streams, talking about it, in her chat. I don't have the time, the energy, or the crayons to go into it. And I don't want to. This is one of those situations where I thought about it. I actually thought about it a lot, and I was like, you know what? I should use my platform, to talk about these things. But here's the deal. It's out there. There's nothing I can tell you if you are a person of color, if you are a black man, a black woman, a black boy, a black girl, whatever. There's nothing I can tell you right now that you don't already know. You know the world is about as ugly and as terrible as your parents probably always warned you it was. And maybe in some cases even worse. But I decided instead to use my platform today to take our minds off of it. And maybe think about something else other than being angry, which you should be angry. But just for a moment, have a little bit of reprieve. Carter, let's talk about some shit.
Talk about some shit.
Let's talk about some shit. Like I said, y'all, I've been angry all weekend and all week. I don't want to be angry anymore. I just kind of want to chill the fuck out. I got a lot. Not only that, I'm not going to say any more than this, but I have a lot of stuff going on in my personal orbit right now that also makes me not want to talk about things that make me angry, because I'm already angry.
I can completely understand that. You and I both We both have stuff going on. It's just this is here more so to some kind of a highlight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, put a smile on your face. We can be angry. We know we can be angry. We've been angry since all of.
Yeah.
Try to get some sunlight in there somewhere, man.
Right. A ray of hope of something. Jesus. Just a ray of hope. That is what we want. That's what we want. That said, let's go ahead real quick. Speaking of the crazy things going on in the world, you know what else is crazy? Childhood cancer and diabetes, childhood leukemia, just all of these illnesses that you can, in not all cases, but in most cases, be terminal for children, or at the very least, make their lives incredibly far more difficult than they should be. And just to let you know, we are still doing St. Jude Play Live. This is actually the last day for St. Jude Play Live. I've been at this all month. We've raised $2,200 for St. Jude to ensure that parents can make sure their children get the help that they need when faced with these matters without having to pay a dime. And we're trying to make that happen. We're trying to we're trying to give as much as we can. I want to say this, and this is after donating a good chunk of the super chats from earlier in the month to the cause. But I do want to say, and matter of fact, let me fix this before it starts fucking up on me, because I can tell right now that it wants to. I can literally tell right now it is literally aching to fuck up. Okay, so if you want to help, I've left on super chats, but in lieu of those, I would say if you feel inclined to super chat, I would actually far rather you donate instead. And at least just for this one last time. Because we have 2 streams we're doing. I'm doing a double header today. We got the stream today, the Blerd Cave, and later on Twitch, we'll be doing another fight night. We're gonna be playing. We're playing King of Fighters 14, Tekken 7, Mortal Kombat 11. We'll probably be playing some Guilty Gear, Exerd Revelator 2. And God only knows what else. We might even play some Uno. I don't know. All things petty, but it's fight night, and we're going to be going up against each other. And I will even be opening up the door for those of you who are a part of the Discord to join in with us. So like I said, we're not done by a long shot. To let you know what has been unlocked so far as, I believe, since we crossed the $1,000 mark.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. We've already unlocked the Martha Washington character breakdown. We have unlocked the Spawn character breakdown, which I'll be working on here very shortly. We have unlocked the Shadow Cabinet team breakdown. And of course, last but most certainly not least, actually probably is the least, because he is probably one of my least favorite characters. And this is just to let you guys know how much I am willing to do. I'm willing to go out of my way to talk about some of these things. Sentry, who is probably my least favorite character in all of comics. But I will take the time to do the research about him and make a positive video about a character I do not like. And that is how much I care about helping sick kids. Same goes for Spawn, who I also don't give a damn about. Shadow Cabinet I actually do like, but I had to sprinkle in a good one to mitigate the bad. But we are actually almost there. We're $300 away. And like I said, you click that link that I dropped there in the chat, and you'll be able to help us out.
You forgot.
What did I forget?
Also, $300 away. Dark Angel playing Fortnite, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get some snaps in the chat? Just snap your fingers. You ain't gotta snap your. You know we're not gonna hear you snapping your fingers through your chats, but just snap your fingers one time for us. We $300 away from Dark Angel playing Fortnite, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. We're going to get Dark Angel to play some Fortnite with us, and we all know how much she loves Fortnite. She probably about to be cursing all of us out. She's like, y'all motherfuckers. Speaking of Dark Angels, that's quite the segue there. Oh, speaking of Dark Angels, let's talk about WWE Superstar and wrestler Sonya Deville, one half of Fire and Desire. So first of all, I said a one-time donation of $500. She said she specified it has to be in one donation. She has specified it has to be in one donation. It's I'm sorry. But no, Sonya Deville, one half of Fire and Desire, 1/3 of Absolution, and whatever the hell else that WWE is or is not doing with her right now. By the way, thank you. I see we got us a donation. We got us a donation here. And this is from Corey Scott Johnson. Many thank yous. Here, let's see. We got a little message to go along with that. I'm going to read it here on the... Ooh, wait a minute. I want to go to the dashboard. I don't want to go there. Said, this is for the children and all the black people in the chat. Keep your spirits up. They can't break us. In the words of J. Cole, be free. Play Fujin for me in Mortal Kombat. I tell you what, I got you. I got you, fam. I will represent. I will be out here blowing the wind of God out here in these streets for you. And hopefully I will not get my ass kicked. Because I'm a filthy Sindel main. Actually, to be more accurate, I'm a filthy Melina main, but she dead and she ain't in Mortal Kombat anymore, so there you go. But that said, thank you again for your donation. Much appreciated. Here, as a matter of fact, let's jump in this. So we know Batwoman, Ruby Rose has deuced out. She pieced out of the Batwoman role. She says, I'm done. I'm out. It's a wrap. Get me up out of here. And CW seems that they were also thinking the same thing. They're like, yeah, it's probably... like the conversation went a little like this. Ruby Rose saying, I think I should leave. And CW said, I think you better had.
Let us open that door for you real quick.
It's like, here's like, there you go. There's the door. To the point, CW's actually been removing Batwoman, at least Ruby Rose. Ruby Rose's depiction of Batwoman from any and all promos for all of their next fall, like sizzle reels and whatever. They're being kind of petty about it. I'm here for it. I normally don't care for companies and actors being petty towards one another, but this is one of those I'm kind of like, All right. And now here's the thing. It's not even so much that Batwoman herself is being removed. It's just the fact that they've taken her face off of everything. And this would not be that big a deal if not for one thing. And I'm going to show you a why. And it's this. One of these things is not like the other. Like you see here, we got All-American. We got a face right there. Flash, we got a face right there. Riverdale, face. We got what's this? Oh, this is the new show. Walker, face. Penn and Teller, Fool Us. Two Faces. Charmed, face. Black Lightning, face. Superman and Lois, we got a face. Nancy Drew, face. Legacies, face. Whose line is it anyway? Face. Batwoman? No face. Now, of course, this is largely because, yes, they do have to recast her, but I think what they're doing is this is also kind of a two-prong attack. They're kind of just going ahead and saying, hey, we're good distancing ourselves from Ruby Rose's depiction of Batwoman. We're moving on to a new actress. And when we and maybe to also say that, hey, we don't want any confusion when we go back to, when we go to a new actress. We don't want these Ruby Rose images floating around. We want to keep this uniform. I mean, it's basic. This is basic housekeeping in Hollywood terms, I would say. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of a funny thing. But anyways, point of the matter is that now that she's out, it looks like WWE Superstar Sonya Deville might be in. Because for those of you who are wrestling fans, you are probably familiar with the name Dave Meltzer. Uncle Dave. I call him Uncle Dave because,
Dumbass Dave to a select few.
Yeah, I was going to say, dumbass Dave to a select few. I would actually even say that motherfucker to a lot more people. Some people refer to Dave as that motherfucker. But Dave Meltzer, he's been in the business for a long time. He's an insider. And he is, for as much hate as he gets, he's not always wrong. Now I will say, if you flip-flop a lot, eventually at some point you'll be right about something. But, he does have sources. We don't know who those sources are. He doesn't ever reveal them. But, he often does have sources inside the business. And more often than not, he is correct about some of the things that he puts out. And one of the things, that he put out, and this was, on the Wrestling Observer newsletter, was that, of course, we've got fine-ass Sonya Deville. Fine-ass Sonya Deville will be Ruby Rose's replacement. This is the rumor around the campfire right now. This is the new hot take in the wrestling community right now. And for those who don't know, Sonya Deville she is a former MMA fighter who turned wrestler. And it's kind of funny because, if I'm not mistaken, I think she turned wrestler even before Shayna Baszler.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think she came up.
So.
Yeah, she came up before Shayna Baszler, and of course, having come up before Shayna Baszler, she also came up before Ronda Rousey, which I find funny because WWE made this huge deal about Shayna Baszler and Sonya, not Sonya Deville, but and Ronda Rousey. Oh, they're MMA fighters. They're real. They didn't give Sonya Deville that same treatment.
It was on. She was on Tough Enough, wasn't she?
I think so. I think she was on Tough Enough. And I don't want to say I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think she may have had a better record than Shayna Baszler. I'm not 100% on that, so I'm not going to double down on it. But I'm just saying I think she may or may not have had a better record. And see, we go. Oh, Michael Raleigh says every time I think about that Ruby Rose story, I think about being 20 and working for 16-hour shifts overnight. I hope she understands that some folks don't have the luxury to say it's too hard. First and foremost, thank you, Michael. That's my guy, Salt and Sea, over on Twitch. Great guy, part of the Quiet Council. longtime supporter of what I do. And once again, thank you for the super chat. And B, yeah, I think that's why a lot of people can't take Ruby Rose that seriously. On the why she wanted to leave the show. Now, yeah, I do agree there are a couple of things that she has gone through that I think are quite bad. She did almost get paralyzed because of a stunt, and I think she almost went blind or deaf or both over a stunt. It may have even been the same one. But the thing is, her biggest complaint wasn't even those things. It was just being away from home. Which, I mean, she's not, if I'm not mistaken, she's not married. She doesn't have any kids. I don't even think she's currently dating anyone. She just likes being a vagabond and floating around and doing whatever she wants. She's not used to being in one spot, for one long stretch of time. And you know what? That's fine. But don't sit here and tell me it's too hard. Just throwing that out there. But that said, we got here that Uncle Dave Meltzer, that motherfucker right there, Dave Meltzer, he basically came out on the Wrestling Observer newsletter and said the DeVille's talent agency, Anderson Group Public Relations, is pushing her for various acting roles, with rumors suggesting that she could actually be in the running for the role of Batwoman. Notably, after it came to light that Batwoman lead Ruby Rose had departed the Arrowverse series, DeVille took to Twitter to express her interest in taking over, simply writing, "Give me a shot at Batwoman," as well as tagging the CW. So Batwoman's producers, not only that, but Batwoman's producers and various news outlets. So yeah, I mean, she's put her name in the hat. But basically, now they do say, there's a part where they kind of point out that the Wrestling Observer newsletter, they said, in a new TV series. But here's the thing, it's Dave Meltzer. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Last I checked, I don't even think Dave Meltzer reads comic books or is even vaguely aware of what the Arrowverse actually is. Or I could be wrong. I don't really listen to Dave Meltzer on a regular basis. But point of the matter is, basically what's going on is that the reason why Sonya Deville would even be in the running for this is because, one, she is a popular WWE superstar. Let's see. What's another good one? B, she is gay. She is openly gay. She is openly lesbian. And C, she is not bad on the mic. She's But in a way that it's really weird. I don't know. Carter, have you ever heard Sonya Deville on the mic?
Yes, I have, and that's what I'm going to give you some light bars on this Saturday morning.
I'm here for it.
Well and good that Sonya threw her name in the hat.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this question, baby girl: can you act?
Hold on, wait a minute, Carter. Before you go on, I need to turn you up in your headphones. I need to turn you up in your headphones. Now go ahead. Continue with the bars.
I just have to know, that's good. That's well and good. You threw your name in the hat, but act. Come on now. There's a lot more to any kind of a show like this than just beating people up.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to be whoever they do subsequently cast for this role, if you're trying to be the stunt double, that's cool because all you got to do is break people off. But there's a lot more to that than you just being gay and you can fight. You still have to know how to tell a story. And from a lot of the stuff that I've seen on WWE television,
she doesn't light the world on fire. Yeah, she doesn't okay, so mic skills. I think Sonya Deville does a good job of selling herself as a real threat. When I say real threat, I mean that she is someone who, if you looked at her, beauty aside, if she said, "Hey, what's her catchphrase? Put your hair up and square up."
Is it really?
That is actually one of her it's on most of her t-shirts. It's on most of her t-shirts. Is put your hair up and square up. Which, I mean, hey, cool, whatever. It's cheesy, it's corny, whatever, I'm here for it. But my thing is, knowing who she is and what she has done, yeah, I'm kind of like, okay, all right, this heifer, she might be able to throw some hands. And as a matter of fact, here, I'm actually looking it up right now because I just like knowing things.
But her record?
Yeah, the record is not impressive. It's not impressive.
Because I looked up hers and Shayna Baszler's, and Deville is 2-1. One by knockout, one by submission, and the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, is 15-11.
Yes, 15-11. And I want to point out, something because I always found this really funny. For those of you who follow wrestling, cool. If not, whatever. For those of you who follow MMA, cool. For those who don't, whatever. I find it funny that there's a thing in WWE wrestling, the horsewomen, the 4 horsewomen of MMA, because we have the 4 horsewomen who are the wrestlers who, and this is only a thing because Charlotte Flair, daughter of Ric Flair, one of the founding members of the 4 horsemen, the original 4 horsemen. This is why this is all a thing. Anyway, it's not important. I'm only saying that because people may be confused. But because of this, there are a 4 horsewomen of MMA. Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Jessamine Duke, Marina Shafir, which is funny because I can't find Marina Shafir's MMA record, and I have questions. But I find it hilarious that all 4 of the horsewomen, of all 4 of them, 2 of them have been removed from MMA. Like their last matches were against the same woman. So I'm ready. When is Vince McMahon gonna hire Amanda Nunes to come to WWE and beat the brakes off all 4 of these heifers? Because Amanda Nunes put Shayna Baszler down, sent her packing, sent Ronda Rousey packing. Marina Shafir, look, Marina Shafir probably saw Amanda Nunes and was like, nope, I'm out the game. And Jessamine Duke, I think actually all of them, like, because they talk about how credible the horsewomen are as threats, and it's like, well, wait a minute. All you heifers lost. Like, I think Jessamine Duke lost 4 of her last 5 matches in MMA before she came to wrestling. Shayna Baszler, damn near the same. And Ronda Rousey lost 2 back-to-back. So my thing is, yeah. So I get it. You want to, put this person up as a credible threat. But my thing is, Sonya Deville was already in MMA and already came to wrestling before being in MMA and then becoming a wrestler was cool. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I feel like, yeah, when I see Sonya Deville, I think, yeah, credible threat. I think that, yeah, you could whoop some ass. I think, yeah, you could definitely whoop some ass. Now, on the mic, I believe that she is good at being herself.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah. I think one of the reasons I have a negative opinion on that is just because the current thing she's in right now with
Mandy Rose, Dolph
Ziggler. Yeah. She doesn't really get to do anything but kind of just stand there and mean mug. So I think it's more so I just have to do a lot. I just got to do some research on my end to see. But I mean, just for her to be up the CW show, like at least put her in like some straight to DVD WWE movies first.
Like put her in the Marine 9.
Yeah.
Hell, they put Becky. What was it? She was in the Marine 6, 7, 8. What Marine are they on now?
Ask me that question. I don't want to know. And I like the Miz, but don't do that.
Wait. I have to look it up now. Hold on. Wait. The Marine.
Put Sonya Deville in an all women's version of The Condemned or something like.
Yeah.
At least let her get a movie up in her. Then we can see what we're working with for this show.
6 was the last one,
okay.
And that had Becky Lynch. That's the one that had Becky Lynch. Though I don't really even know if Becky Lynch can really act. I didn't actually watch that one. I was scared. Corey Scott Johnson, thank you again for that $5 donation. Dude, Corey is out here. I just want to go ahead and say that. Can we just go ahead and man, my guy out here. Said another donation. Did you like Sindel's story and aftermath? I don't want to say too much without saying too much because I don't want to spoil it and I don't want anybody else dropping any spoilers. Do not spoil this in the chat. I will say, I will give her, I will give the way they handled her story in the Aftermath DLC, something I wasn't even expecting them to do. I'm going to give it this. Chef's kiss. It was beautiful. I'm here for it. Because that is how you tell a story. It's actually, and somebody pointed this out to me. I believe this was Deku Venom. I don't know if yep, I see Deku Venom in here right now. Deku Venom actually pointed this out to me. Ed Boon actually, this was actually in one of the Mortal Kombat comics a long time ago, and they just banked on it. So I'm here for it. Oh, yeah, no, and like I said, yeah. Now, here's my thing. You're kind of getting back into what, this whole Batwoman, debacle. Look, I get it. I'm here for it. We need a new actress. We need an actress. We got to get her in here. We got to get somebody in here right now. We need to get somebody to take over this role. I'm going to tell you right now. Look, unless this heifer is busy, can someone please call Gina Carano? Somebody. Anybody. Can somebody call her? Wait, hold, let me, before I say too much more. You know what? I want to check something. I just want to check something real quick because I just want to make sure. I like knowing things.
We got another donation from Brian Harris.
Oh, whoa, man, that's what I'm talking about. Man, Brian Harris out here, man. Look, dude, that's what I'm talking about. Man said Rousey lost so bad she had PTSD for a year. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Thank you.
Nunez beat Rousey so bad she started streaming Red Dead on Facebook. That girl is gone.
Dude, she was done. She was like, look. First off, Holly Holm got the first knockout.
Yeah.
Holly Holm had that heifer sitting here like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Dude, Amanda Nunez came up and said, man, give me your lunch money. Look, Amanda Nunez came in there like Debo.
Yeah.
Look, Ronda was like, man, my grandmama gave me that chain.
Yeah, that fight was disgusting. I remember the first time she got dropped. I just remember just hearing "We fall down." Like I just heard it. Like, it's a wrap for Rousey. I know what that means.
Oh, God damn. Dude, you ain't shit. Oh, but yeah, hey, it is what it is. But okay, the only reason I would probably say I would not give it to Gina Carano, the only reason is I don't think that it would be the best look. And this is the only reason why I would be against it. I don't think it is the best look if Gina Carano took it, largely because I don't think she is even in the least bit gay. Or bisexual, for that matter. I have only ever seen that woman dating men. As far as I am aware. Now, I could be wrong. Yeah, yeah, matter of fact, I think she is married and has a husband. Maybe. I guess. But no, the point of the matter, though, is that I do feel like, yes, you should have a gay actress, in this role. I just don't know who. But once again, more important than being gay, you should also be a good actor. And there are plenty of good lesbian actresses out there. I've seen them. They exist. I've seen them on various and sundry HBO, Netflix, Showtime, stars, television series. It's a thing. Oh, my only thing is that, as a matter of fact, let's let's do this. Let's
Seen too many different women in too many different forms of media. It's just the fact that for whatever reason, a lot of them aren't given that opportunity. You have to give it to them.
Right. Yeah, no, that's the thing. You do have to. Because in a lot of cases, they typically aren't given the roles. A lot of times, and I know a lot of people will be like, "Oh, it shouldn't matter." But I mean, the thing is that, like, okay, if I am making a movie and I want I want to cast a trans person in a role. It doesn't matter if it's the lead. Doesn't matter if it's the secondary or tertiary character. Doesn't matter. I would probably be more than out of pocket if I hired someone who was not trans. I would feel the same way for because here's the thing. It's a visibility thing. It's kind of the same way, like, you know how a lot of people get angry when for some black roles, for characters that are supposed to be black, they hire people who are, they hire biracial people. And typically biracial people who probably are a little bit on the lighter complected side. And a lot of black people get upset about that. They're always like, oh, why they gotta hire this person who's light, bright, 2 shades from white. Or they get upset about that, and it's like, see the same thing. It's a visibility thing. It's a visibility thing, and I will also say that I think that there's no, I don't have a solution for it, but I mean, I think a lot of people deserve visibility, and I'm even saying that for biracial people. I have a biracial daughter. And oddly enough, for those who don't know, there are not a lot of opportunities for biracial actors to take on biracial roles. It's a thing. But as society goes along and more biracial people exist, the more you'll see that. Same goes for black, Hispanic, Latin X. Is that the right way to say it? I don't really know. Chinese, Japanese. There's a lot, like, the more and more those people gain visibility in the world, they become more visible in the world, the more they kind of deserve visibility elsewhere. Your entertainment should reflect, I mean, unless it's like, a very specific story, and, that's a whole other can of worms. Your media should represent the world that is outside your door, for better or worse. However you want to look at that. But yeah.
In the chat made a great point. We don't want someone playing. We have a lot of comic writers right now that we have a lot of. I think it's I cannot remember. I think it's G. Willow Wilson. I think she was an Arab woman, and then she started writing Captain Marvel. She knew what she talking about in that book because she's coming from that. Mm-hmm. If you look at Game of Thrones, had they not cast who they cast for Tyrion Lannister, because I saw someone in the chat say just get the best actor or actress to play the role. Well, what if they put let's say they put like Michael Keaton, because he's a great actor and he played Tyrion Lannister. That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
If you read the book, you know that he looks a certain way, mm-hmm. and he is a certain way. He's already in just having that actor play Tyrion, like,
yeah.
You put Michael Keaton in there, he can act, but, like, you know what I mean? So just get the best person to play the role. You have to make it believable. You don't want someone playing a character, because when you do that, you get another Scarlett Johansson Ghost in the Shell.
Whoa, yeah, because that's how you get the best actress possible. You wind up with Scarlett Johansson. Now, here's one thing I want to point out to you too, and I know a lot of people probably aren't going to remember this, but do you remember the actress Amandla Stenberg. Are you familiar with who she is?
But I probably need a refresher.
Okay, so here I'm gonna put her up on the screen here. Hold up. This is Amanda Stenberg right here.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people don't know this, but she was originally up for the role of Shuri in Black Panther. She auditioned for it. She was called in to audition for the role. And when she realized what she was auditioning for, she realized that she shouldn't be in the movie. And had she not done that, she probably very well would have wound up being in the movie. But Amanda Stenberg had the foresight to recognize that, A, this is a movie about a country that has never been colonized. There would be no one of her skin complexion in that country at all. Like, ever. Unless they were albino, yeah, there would be no way. And she actually stepped down from the role. So, yeah, it's one of those situations where, yeah, you want to get the best actress humanly possible. Yeah, you want to get the best actor humanly possible, but, I mean, you can't do it at the risk of, of putting down actual credible actors who could do it. Which, by the way, thank you. Oh, we got another one. We got another one in here from Ruben Hart. Which, by the way, thank you. Ruben Hart says, as always, I'm going to start out by sending love to the kids, all the love to the Blerd Koa family, and to the Shogun of Harlem. Hashtag show enough for MK. Also, Carter, I know you did just throw out Donnie McClurkin. I'm weak. Oh my God. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. He threw him out there. He threw him out there. By the way, thank you for that $30 donation, Ruben. You are a saint among the Blerd Koa faithful. I much appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, Dark Angel's correct. Amanda Stenberg was in the Hunger Games. She played, Rue? The little girl who everybody was upset was black. Which is funny considering that she was never described as being white in the books. And yes, The Hate You Give. Actually, that shot I put up was from The Hate You Give.
That film I do know. So okay, that's I got
Yeah, and like I said, it's a funny thing to me because Tubes actually pointed out. He said, Chinese people in China were out of pocket about Simu Liu, even though Shang-Chi is mixed. That's the thing. A lot of people don't know that about Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is not 100% Chinese. He's half Chinese, half white. That's actually a part of his backstory, is that, at the time, it was Fu Manchu. They're going to retcon that to being the Mandarin. Fu Manchu basically selected this one particular concubine who was white and had a baby with her, and that is how Shang-Chi was born. So all those people who were upset about not picking a Chinese-born, or China-born Chinese actor, what's the big deal? He's not even entirely Chinese. Okay, so there you go. Anyway. But yeah, I just want people to understand that. Yes, I always tell people keep the same energy, because we all know good and hell well, after all the hell that people raised about, and I think we talked about this last week, about Alexandra Shipp playing Storm in the latter run of the X-Men movies. Lest we forget, Halle Berry is also half black, half white. Let's not forget, like, people gave Alexander shit for being half black, half white, and being cast in the role. And my thing is, don't give the actor any, shade. Give the shade to the studio. Because, I mean, they're just getting a job. They're just trying to eat.
Look, not gonna say no to a role like that, knowing the money they could make from it. Like, come on,
right? Like Carter, tell him how much an apartment in LA costs.
I gotta lick my thumb several times to count how many you are gonna be asked out of. Can't see me licking my thumb right now, just counting all that paper you finna waste for no good reason. Yeah, it's I think the kids call it a grip. I think that's what they call it. Made a fist like an old man shaking on his porch, but yeah, I think it's a grip. I think is what they call it.
I mean, hey, like how many racks you gonna put towards? How many racks are you gonna put towards that one bedroom apartment in LA?
I'm coming home. We've had everybody in that Discord. No, I'm coming home.
Look. Dude, I'm done. I'm so dead.
Koa is real, and I'm coming.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I'm just saying. look. Yeah, he's like, I gotta get up out. But no, I mean, it's just that's kind of my thing though. It's just like, yeah, we got to keep that same energy. We can't, be okay with, or we can't be angry about black roles going to other ethnicities, but be perfectly okay with, other, minorities, being done, the same way. Like we can't be mad about the one and be like, fuck those other motherfuckers. This isn't the discrimination Olympics. We're not trying to win the gold, in discrimination. We're kind of all fucked in this case. No one has noticed. But yeah, as far as for me, I actually just sat up here trying to find, like, I was actually looking up, LGBTQ actors, actresses, so on, so forth. You would be amazed how few there actually are that often, get these roles. Like, I'm actually looking through a list right now, and it's like, okay, the same names keep popping up. Evan Rachel Wood, Cara Delevingne, which, honestly, hey, maybe you might want to call up Cara Delevingne. I don't know. Look, don't have her popping locking as Batwoman. For those of y'all remember, Cara Delevingne played the Enchantress in Suicide Squad. She was doing all that. Look, I thought this bitch was about to take off. Hey, Reggie Simmons coming to the $5 super chat. Thank you. Just wanted to say what's up, fam. Much appreciated, man. What's up for you, my guy? I'm doing all right, man. I'm surviving. Clea Duvall. That's another one. I don't think she could play Batwoman though. I'm just saying. I'm going through the list, and I'm not gonna lie. It's slim pickings out there. It is slim pickings, man. I'm looking through here, man. I'm just not seeing it. It just ain't happening. And once again, is because they keep casting the same like 5 people. But once again, hell, Ruby Rose on this list. And it's mostly men on this list is kind of the funny part. It's mostly men on the list. So there you go. Carter.
Yes.
Man, how do you feel about Superman?
He's super.
Is he alright, man?
I like him. Back in the streets, we call him Super, my man.
Oh man, look at that fly suit, Superman. Actually, I prefer Shazam, or rather, how black people respond to Shazam in the Shazam movie. Man,
I was going to be really, really petty there, and I was going to say, well, I prefer Shazam, but I'm not going to go that route.
Damn, no, not Shaq. Not Shaq.
I'm not going to do it.
No,
just want to hear the book box one good time. Just one good time.
Look, damn. I just think it's hilarious personally, just because it was probably one of the most racist moments I've seen in a movie in a while. Like, not even racist. It was subtly racist. Or not even just subtly racist. It was like one of those like stereotypes that I was just like, wow, so we doing this? It's actually the one thing about the Shazam movie I'm kind of like, y'all could have left that out. And that's a part where Billy Batson wakes up on the subway, and dudes are like, man, my brother, you have made some choices today, but I applaud you, my brother. I was like, wow, y'all got this dude out here for real cooning. Huh, interesting. And what year is this? Interesting. Okay.
I did see that part, and I had to pause the movie before I said it.
Dude, I was done.
I was like, what?
I was like, whose man's is this? Like, for real? For real?
Who man's is this?
Johnson just said in chat, when asking how you feel about Superman, you have to specify if Snyder is involved with the project.
Oh, yeah. How do you... Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Carter, how do you feel about Snyder's Superman?
It's a very muted blue that he wears.
Look, I just want to point out, he didn't start wearing like actual blue until Joss Whedon got involved. Can we just point that out? Can we just point that out? I just want to say that.
Like, to be perfectly honest, like I've never had like I like Cavill in the role, but it's the movie that he in.
No, I agree.
That's all it is.
You know what actually made me realize it wasn't Cavill's fault? The Witcher.
Yeah.
I was like, because Henry Cavill's a good actor.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. I actually think he should have been playing Batman.
No, I can't get on that boat with you. Ben Affleck is good. Ben Affleck is too good. I can't be on that boat with you.
Well, no, I'm not saying Ben Affleck isn't good, but hear me out. I just ride with me for a minute. Okay, so we all know Ben Affleck has actually played Superman before. Now, granted, he was actually playing George Reeves. He was actually playing George Reeves as the person, playing Superman. Now, granted, this was also, he was going through some shit at the time. He wasn't at his best. But I mean, he looked a lot more like Superman than some of those who have tried. Now, granted, as he was playing George Reeves, we all know George Reeves was a drunk. He was an alcoholic on the set. And it was pretty goddamn awful. But I was like, man, y'all know y'all could give your boy one more chance. Give him one more chance. Let him make up for this, man. Let him make up for that turn of Superman. Y'all had this dude out here playing drunk Superman. Come on now. Let that man be great. Right? Let him be great.
I need that. I need that. Oh my goodness.
Look, here's the sad part. Is that was Hollywoodland, I believe.
Yeah, that was Hollywoodland.
That was Hollywoodland.
That was. I remember. I completely forgot about that. Oh my. No one knows what that is until you just showed it. I don't know I don't know if I like being forced to look at that.
Look. Wait, do I need to go get you some bleach for your eyes?
There's a delay from you and I are speaking as to when I can see it on YouTube, and the fact that I sat here and waited for it to come up on my screen, I'm disgusted with myself.
Look, you knew what was coming. You knew it. You knew what was about to happen. But no, I mean, my thing is, just based on having seen his performance in The Witcher, and I'm talking about Henry Cavill, he can play a character. Like, I felt like he could play a character like Batman. Like, because, I mean, honestly, Witcher is just Batman with no armor suit and just no inhibition. But actually, he'd make a good Hawkman, if we're being brutally honest. I can actually see him as Hawkman. The Savage Hawkman.
Was
But
gonna be
no.
my next question. Would you want to see him as just a savage Hawkman that everyone's scared of?
Right, I want to see him as Savage. I want him to be the Hawkman. When people see that motherfucker coming, they're like, oh shit. Like they just go ahead and say, you know what, here, bow. I ain't trying to catch that heat. But yeah, I would say, yeah, no, I love Ben Affleck as Batman. I think his Batman was actually better than people gave him credit for. Now, granted, Justice League didn't do him any favors because, you know, you could just tell everybody was done with that movie. And yet people want to see a Snyder cut that's going to be 10 times worse.
I wouldn't even say they were done. I would just more so say had a certain way he wanted to do the film, and Josh Whedon watched a couple episodes of the Justice League animated series and said, let's do that.
He's like, look,
Can't
here.
really do that when we've come from Man of Steel and BVS, so his heart was in the right place. But
Right. Well, the funny thing about it is he gave us the best Superman we've seen in a long time.
it was the Superman from Justice League, this cartoon and Superman cartoon. That
well,
was
let me
the
tell
best
you-
part of Justice League.
Let me tell you something. When my boy Kal-El pulls up, and he's like, he's talking. What was he say? What was he say? He said, I'm a big fan of
I'm
truth.
a big fan of
He's like, I like truth, and I'm a big fan of justice. I was like, that's my guy. That's my Superman right there.
It's funny how that movie works, because for Batman v Superman, Batman was the best part of that movie for me. Then you go to Justice League, and the short amount of time Henry Cavill's Superman was in that movie, his Superman was the best part of that movie. When Steppenwolf went to swing on him, and he had that look like this nigga don't know what he for. Just that smirk, and he just cocked back and hit him.
I loved it.
My
I loved it because you know what? It actually, you know what? I've never thought of, like, you actually put Justice League in a whole new light for me. And I don't even know if you realized it. The fact that you just sat up here and said, they literally, Joss Whedon probably went and watched a few episodes of Justice League Unlimited and they said, all right, we doing this. I now look at that movie in a whole new light now. I'm like, because you know what? I'll throw even one better. I feel like I think he watched some Batman Brave and the Bold too. I would not be surprised if he watched a little bit of Batman Brave and the Bold and was like, all right, we want to add this in too for Batman.
If you look at Batman Brave and the Bold, and then you go to the scene like later on when he's asking Aquaman, do you talk to fish? It makes a lot of sense.
Dude, yes it does. Yes, it
that's
does.
what I'm saying, man. He looked at a couple of episodes of those shows and was just like, okay, let's do that. Superman with a whole ass apartment complex, and Flash got a pickup truck. That's some shit you would see in that cartoon that you would crack up at. No, it is.
Oh, goddamn. Matter of fact, you know what? You have changed. Okay, so, all right. I'm actually going to go back and watch the Justice League. I'm actually, no bullshit. No bullshit. I'm going to go back and watch the Justice. I'm going to rewatch this bullshit. And I don't even have to go that far. I actually own the movie. I own the movie on Blu-ray, so it's not that big a deal. But it ain't no thing to pop that disc in the player. But now I want to watch it with these fresh eyes. This new thought process going in my head, because as I'm thinking back on it, I'm like, you know what? If this was an animated movie, nobody would have gave a shit. Like, if they would have made this an animated movie and animated it in the style of the Justice League Unlimited series, no one would have said shit. No one would have said shit. And I actually, you know what? I am going to make that hot take right now, and I will stand by it.
When I saw that everyone was complaining about the fight scenes in Man of Steel and how all the destruction and people dying, this and that, first thing that popped in my head was just the cartoons, because we've seen it way worse in those cartoons. So that was why I didn't really care about that. But yeah, dude, just look at Justice League. then, like, okay, what was another scene that solidified that, yeah, Joss Whedon been watching them damn cartoons? Oh, toward the end with Superman again, when he just comes out of nowhere and is like, this guy's still bothering you? And then just breaks him off. Like, that's some shit he would do in the cartoon.
I mean, I'm here for it, though. And you're probably sitting here wondering, like, why are we talking about, Superman? Yeah, because me and Carter, we just went way the fuck off. But it was for a good reason. So, Henry Cavill, he is reportedly coming back. It's funny, because I never thought he left. But no, apparently there was some truth to the rumors. He was actually trying to leave, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. But basically, what's going on now is that, he is actually in talks. Apparently his contract may have been up, or I don't know what was going on there, but apparently he is in talks to come back as Superman in the DCEU. And people kept asking the question, okay, Batman v Superman, why didn't you just make Man of Steel 2? Why didn't you just make another why have we not gotten a Man of Steel sequel? Well, obviously, because, Zack Snyder. And, let's be real, man ain't exactly batting 1,000 lately. So it's probably for the best you didn't get that movie. But I will be the one to say, I said a long time ago, and this is not recorded anywhere, but back when I used to do a little podcast called The Realist Lounge, we did talk about in the episode that there was we were thinking about, hey, how would we do Superman sequels? This was after Man of Steel came out. It was around the 75th anniversary of Superman. We were talking about, hey, how would we do it? How would we set up sequels? And I remember one of the things I said is, if it were up to me, either the second or third movie, I would introduce Batman, and I would make Batman be the villain. Now, you fast forward a little bit, and they come out with Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, or as I prefer to call, The Rush, to get that to get that Avengers money. But my whole thing was like, yeah, maybe make Batman the bad guy of one of the movies. Though not like, the full-on bad guy, but have him be like kind of like what they did in Batman v Superman. Have them be antagonistic towards each other. But not in the way they did in Batman v Superman, where they're like, oh, I'm irrationally angry at you for being a vigilante. Oh, I'm irrationally angry at you for being an alien and saving the world.
You would want it done more so like Daredevil kind of did with the Punisher.
Right. Where yes... There's a juxtaposition of ideals where it's like, okay, well, wait a minute, you do things this way, and I don't really agree with what you're doing. But wait a minute, you do things this way, and I'm not really sure why you do them that way, and that scares me. That's kind of what I wanted. And then come together in the end, beat the bad guy. Actually, the way I even posited the movie, the way I booked the movie was, if you did a Man of Steel 2 or 3 and decided to introduce Batman, have Lex Luthor create Bizarro. And have Bizarro actually be a credible enough looking Superman that he could be mistaken for Superman, and then have him slowly devolve as time goes on in the movie into becoming Bizarro. Have him look like Superman, but he doesn't really talk a whole lot because his mind just isn't quite there. And then as the course of the movie goes on, you start recognizing those Bizarro-isms coming out and how he's doing the opposite of things he's being told. He's meaning the opposite of things he's saying, whatever. And then and have Batman believe that is actually the real Superman, and then Superman, kind of pull. It ain't that hard to write this shit, y'all. Look, I don't even work for Hollywood. I gave y'all that one for free. There you go. Next time y'all reboot the DC universe in the movies, there you go. You can use it. There you go. Just can you credit your boy? That's all I'm saying. All right, there you go. But no, Henry Cavill, he's going to be back. And there have been some conflicting reports on what his role will be in the DCEU going forward. There's one report saying that he's going to take on a Hulk-like role. in the DCEU. This one comes from comicbookresources.com. And basically what they're saying is that he is basically going to be appearing in multiple films, and his Superman will operate in a similar capacity to Marvel's use of Nick Fury and the Hulk, appearing in films for a supporting role or even smaller cameos. And they say that the future of Cavill's Superman has not yet been fully decided, and it sounds like Warner Brothers and DC Comics are still figuring out where the character best fits in upcoming films. Now, Carter, I don't know I'm curious how you personally feel about that, considering the fact that they are making that comparison using Superman sparingly in movies. How does that make you feel?
I get it. I can understand it, but at the same time, it feels like it would be more so just because looking at the DC movies that we've seen now, when I hear that and I read that, it feels like he's just going to be like a Deus Ex Machina.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so like, okay, DC hero, he is getting whooped. Superman, let him come in there, do what he does, roll credits, so I can absolutely understand it, because you don't want someone with that power level just in an entire film,
right?
And then they don't do anything toward the end, because then reviewers and people watching that movie and fans would just tear it apart. Kind of, I do understand it. Don't really necessarily like it as much, but I completely understand it, because I mean that's what Justice League did.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But at the same time, if you look, but Justice League just didn't do it in a good way, because Justice League did it, and it just made everyone else that was in that film look like hot garbage.
Yeah, Justice League, they brought in Superman. He's barely in the movie. In that capacity, like, okay, you know what they did? I want to use some wrestling terms here.
Right.
They brought in Superman as the monster babyface. Is what they did. You have the monster heel. The monster heel just shows up out of nowhere and just starts like wiping out everybody, making everybody look like jabronis. That's what Superman did. He was the monster babyface. He shows up, and Braun Strowman. That's who he was. Braun Strowman at the height of his powers as a babyface literally just walks up, runs around the ring, clotheslines a bunch of people, knocks them out, takes their lunch money.
You just imagine like Superman just grabbed that from Wolf. I'm not finished with you.
look, Superman like getting in Steppenwolf's face, like, get these hands.
I mean, it does show. It kind of puts the DC company in a negative light, just because this basically shows you all don't trust the Superman movie.
Right.
Because Marvel didn't have to do Captain America like this. You know what I mean?
They really didn't.
This was your fearless leader. So the fact that you're having to put your fearless leader in these quick little like cameos,
yeah,
that kind of says something about your.
Well, okay, so Nick, you wildin'. By God, it's Superman. As God is my witness, he is broken in half. Business is about to pick up. Look, like, I just want to hear JR call a Superman match. It's a slobber knocker. God damn it. Through hell, through hell, fire, and kryptonite. I'm done. Anyway, I'm done. I've had enough. I'm sorry. I was out of pocket. Anyway, the thing about Superman I get it. He's a tough character to write. I would not be envious of it. Like if DC came to me and said, "Hey, we want you to write a Superman movie." Now, granted, I did just book one. I had the book. I just booked one. But it's easier to come up with a plot for a Superman movie than it is to actually write him as a character, because Superman is a very... Okay, yes. The good, clean, wholesome, all-American, which really, Superman doesn't even go for the whole truth, justice, and the American way anymore. More it's just truth and justice. But, yeah, man, I'm having a tough time with it. I'm having a tough time with it.
One person in the chat was saying that, but in America isn't all powerful to the point of being boring.
Yeah, well, no, okay, that's the thing. That's the charm in Captain America, and that actually has more to do with the script and Chris Evans' acting ability, his natural charisma, that he is able to take those things that we would normally find. Because I remember when Captain America, before it came out, there were so many motherfuckers clowning that movie saying, "Oh, it's going to be so corny and boring." And it's like, no. That's how you make it work, is that you make it funny. You make it seem old-fashioned, like Captain America even seemed like a corny ideal, even in his time. And that's how they were able to bank on it and make it, something that where people go, "Oh, I get it now." Because even in the 1940s, Captain America was kind of a corny idea. And they just played on that and just said, "Hey, yeah, this guy's weird." And everybody else walking around 1940, they're just like, okay. Whatever.
I can't understand why you couldn't do a super. There are too many Superman stories out there that can be done as a film. I don't like harder on yourself. You don't have to put him in these little cameo roles. I'm thinking Henry Cavill don't mind because he's still gonna get that check. But you could do a Superman film, dude. Because just looking at what he said, he's the Captain America isn't all powerful. Did you watch the movies? Super Soldier, damn near Superman. Okay,
dude, that man was running alongside Black Panther, a man. Okay, let's be real here. Okay, Captain America, by definition, does not actually have superpowers, so to speak. He is supposed to be put into top peak physical human strength levels, agility and athleticism levels for someone, like, basically he's supposed to be like an Olympic level athlete, which the whole reason why that's a superpower for him is because he had polio. This man would have
milk steroids is what he had. Muscle milk and roids.
Right. No, that's basically what he was. And that's fine. That is fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. However, this dude held down a helicopter by himself with one arm. This dude chased down Black Panther, who has superpowers. I don't know. I mean, look, I'm not hating, though. I'm not hating. That's the thing. I think it can be done. I think that just as easily as you could do a Okay, first off, you could do a Wonder Woman movie. That Wonder Woman movie, Wonder Woman was basically acting like Superman. Like, Wonder Woman was more Superman in her movie than Superman was in his own movie.
Yeah.
Even though, yes, Diana Prince does have some of the hallmarks and characteristics of Superman, at least, in regards of, like, early day Wonder Woman, but not today, really. Like, Wonder Woman is so opposite of Superman, especially today. Wonder Woman is so quick to just say, "Nah, we ending this. Clack, clack. Like, wait a minute. How is it that in Man of Steel, we got Wonder Woman? Like, that was Wonder Woman in Man of Steel. Wonder Woman would have fucked up a whole city. She would have saved people, though. She would have saved people, but she'd have snapped Zod's neck. Superman would not have done that. Now, the one, like I said, go to Wonder Woman. Everything was going on in that movie, that was Superman. Superman has to be pushed, just like Wonder Woman was, to go that far. Now, Wonder Woman, not saying she doesn't have to be pushed either, but, I mean, you see where I'm going. That was Wonder Woman of Steel we saw. And that was Super Wonder Woman. We wonder why this isn't a Superman movie.
back to the original thing. I understand why they're doing it. They kind of put themselves in this position because of Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman. They kind of put themselves in this position, so I can see why they would do that, and then hopefully they would get better people to come along that would do Superman justice in a movie. So I absolutely get it. It's just didn't have to get to this point had you not gotten Snyder.
No, God, no. Here, let's yeah, let's say we'll be asking questions here in a minute. We got one last story before we get down and into it. Okay, let's man, you know what? Let's talk about something that I normally don't talk about. You know what? I want to throw something out there. Talking about truth, talking about justice, it made me reflect on something. And you know what? I know I said I wasn't going to talk about the things going on outside our door right now, but I tell you what I will do. And this is more for myself than it is for anybody else. But I am willing to amend the final goal. Because you know what? The more I've been sitting here thinking about it, I was like, you know what? Let's take Century off the table. Let's take Century off the table. I'll tell you what we're going to do.
That hurt.
I tell you, I'll leave Century on the table. But what we're going to do... Actually, I tell you what, we'll leave Central on the table, but I'm going to be mad problematic when I talk about that motherfucker.
That's why, like, you know what? I will take my W and Spawn and let it ride. Let my Century Cup pass.
What I'll do instead, I will do the Isaiah Bradley.
Right.
I'll do Isaiah Bradley instead. You know, all this talk about Superman, Captain America, also got me thinking about it. And the talk about truth and justice and, you know, this, that, and the other, mom's apple pie, all this other bullshit. Got me thinking. I was like, you know what? Never done a video on Isaiah Bradley. There you go. That is going to be our goal. We hit 25. We hit 2,500. I'm doing Isaiah Bradley. There you go. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so let's move on along. Let's talk about that character, Spawn, for a moment. Now, this is kind of more of a PSA than anything else, as far as I am concerned. Let's see. Oh, wow. Here, that actually might be something to talk about here in a minute. We might double back. Okay. We'll see. I'll vet it first before we take a look. Anyway, the Spawn producer, Jason Blumhouse, gave an update on the film. And he says that a seismic event has occurred in the reboot's development. And he means that he's telling you to expect big things to be announced very soon. Though I don't know how well that's going to go over considering what Jamie Foxx has been up to lately. Jamie Foxx has been out here talking. And I'm not saying any of it's bad, but I'm just saying that, I just don't want that man to get arrested. But it says, Jason Blum, Blumhouse Productions, he has basically said that, yeah, there's something big coming along. And while during an interview with comicbook.com said that when asked about the movie, says, I'm glad you asked. There's been an enormous amount of activity on Spawn. No new news that I'm going to reveal here, I'm sorry to tell you, but the title, Spawn, I've been uttering that word a lot in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll have more news to come, but suffice it to say, it is a very active development. Now, okay, that's Hollywood speak. That is Hollywoodese for basically, because of all the stuff going on with Spawn in the news, the production company's probably been keeping eyes on if and when Spawn is trending on social media, if people are talking about it, if things that related to Spawn are being discussed, which oddly enough, lately, Spawn has been brought up a lot, not just by myself, but by other people, other YouTube channels, other social media sites, other superhero movie news websites. Spawn has kind of been on the lips and hearts of people lately. Even the Spawn movie has even been talked about lately. I mean, not the one they're talking about making. I'm talking about the one that came out in the 90s.
I think a lot of it has to do with HBO Max, because I know a lot of people have been watching the animated series because it's on HBO Max. So I think that's one of the main things.
Yeah, no, I 1,000% agree with you there. Which I think is great. I love the animated series. Even though as much as I talk shit about Spawn, I still go back and watch the animated series from time to time. I've even watched it as recently as a couple of weeks ago. And of course, also Spawn being in Mortal Kombat, that also helped. People are getting more curious, and as a result of that, that means things are probably going to happen. That means that Blumhouse Productions has done some research. They've probably done some market research and realized, wait a minute, if we're going to do this, we maybe need to go ahead and do it now, get some money behind this thing, and let's go. And I guarantee you that's probably what happened. So you will probably get some news in the next couple of weeks where Todd McFarlane, Jason Blum, Jamie Foxx, Jeremy Renner, whoever else is still involved in this movie, are probably going to come out and be like, hey, we've got I'm not going to say a trailer, but they're going to have like some news. They're going to say, hey, we got a shooting date. Hey, we just announced we got this person's going to be in the cast. Oh, we have a plot synopsis. You're going to start seeing all this stuff start to trickle out. And I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm saying it's very likely to happen in the next couple of weeks, just based on all of the Spawn kind of climbing his way back into the cultural zeitgeist right now. Which hey, that's cool, that's great. I think it's a good idea. Let's do it. Make it a thing. There you go. But anyway. Let's see here. I would personally be, I'd be fine with, go ahead, make the damn movie. Make it a thing. Just make a good movie. I would probably say leave that whole, hey, let's make it a horror movie and only have parts of Spawn show up in the movie. I'd say drop that shit. I don't know how you feel about that, Carter, but I think that's probably the worst idea they could have gone with. And maybe partially why the movie has not been made to this date.
Honestly, at this point, it's been talked about so much, and now that we know, like, definitively that Todd McFarlane is going to have his finger in absolutely every part of it, I just want it out at this point. Just get it done. Get it done. I like that you knew this was probably something more. We found somewhere to shoot it,
right?
You know what I mean? Because I think if it was something seismic, Fox would have said something. Todd McFarlane would have said something. Jeremy Renner would have said something. But just coming from Jason Blum is just like, yeah, we found a spot to shoot. Hey, everybody's schedule is good for this date, so it just bring it at this point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, at this point, yeah.
I'm not gonna comment on too much because let's see it.
Right.
Let's see what your vision is real quick, and then I'll tell you if it was hot garbage or not.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I will go ahead and say too that talking about the stylized storytelling that they want to go for. If you told me, hey, we want to make this movie like the animated series, if they mean not showing Spawn as much as like what they mean in like the animated series, because you gotta think about the animated series, you didn't really see a lot of Spawn. I mean, yeah, you saw him, he was there, he was on camera, he was talking, but you didn't actually like see him. He was overshadowed through a lot of that animated series. Like you only saw full body or like half body shots of him from time to time.
And something like that, I think, would only work if it was Keith David, because I can't. Jamie Foxx isn't believable if some of those lines are coming from him.
No, you need
more so ready to hear him start singing "Unpredictable." Like not that menacing of a character.
No, and honestly, I think make Spawn all CG or have like an actor in a suit for Spawn, but have Keith David do the voice, because I mean clearly people like Keith David. Clearly, he is the voice of Spawn. They even went to get him to be the voice of Spawn in the Mortal Kombat DLC. Ed Boon recognized this.
That's the one thing I never understood, because it's like, we've seen Jamie Foxx in quote unquote bad guy roles before, and it's just Jamie Foxx just trying to talk deeper. It's kind of like how Will Smith is Will Smith in every movie.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about Jamie Foxx in this.
Oh, Carter. Don't you know?
Oh.
I'm Electro. Look, I just want to point out that Electro was more like Black Lightning in that movie than anything else. I just want to throw that out there. Because everything Electro did in that movie, I was like, that's a Black Lightning move. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Real quick, you know what? Before we get into questions, I do want to go ahead and give some thoughts. I've been asked this. I meant to do it last week, and I'm going to do it now. But go ahead if you have questions. If you are a part of the Discord, go ahead and drop your questions in the Discord, please. And then we'll go from there. But go ahead and say, and we'll answer Discord questions last. We'll go from there. Let's see here. Okay. Real quick. Oh, by the way, Nightway coming through with that $4 super chat. Says Keith David will always be Spawn and Goliath. I agree wholeheartedly. I'm a big fan of Keith David's work, his voice work. He is Goliath. He is Spawn. When I think of those characters, his voice is the one I hear. Matter of fact, ever since I saw the Spawn animated series, and I was still reading Spawn at the time, Keith David's voice is what I heard when I was reading Spawn's dialogue. And I still, to this day, that's what I hear. Like when I don't hear Jamie Foxx, I hear the voice. Okay, case in point, Kevin Conroy. Kevin Conroy is Batman. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. When every time I read Batman dialogue, I read it in the voice of Kevin Conroy. Same thing goes for Spawn with Keith David. Same thing goes for Goliath with Keith David. It just is what it is. Case in point, Wolverine. When I read Wolverine dialogue, I hear it in the voice of Steve Blum because he has become so synonymous with the character. That's just what I hear. Yeah. That's what I got. But real quick, I'm gonna go and give my thoughts. Carter, you said you have watched one half of an episode of Stargirl.
Yes.
And I have watched 1 3/4 of an episode of Stargirl, but not for the same reasons as Carter. I actually was watching Stargirl while I was getting ready for the cave. By the way, we got another super chat. $10 from LJ Mac 03. That's my guy right there. He says HBO Max is pretty underwhelming on the DC side of things. Support! Yes, it is very underwhelming on the DC side of things. I know Doom Patrol Season 2... Doom Patrol Season 2 is supposed to be dropping, I think, this coming month. June, I believe, the next week or so. So that's going to be something good to look forward to. I think, honestly, right now, until they get original programming on there, I'm not going to have much to say about HBO Max. Thank you again so much for that super chat. Yeah, I feel like it's their other stuff. HBO's other stuff is the draw for a lot of people in HBO Max. People want to watch Friends. They want to binge Friends over and over again. That's for them. That's not for me.
Oh, now I have HBO Max. I don't want to go anywhere near that fucking show.
Look, you know what you're gonna do, Carter? If you wanted to watch Friends, you know what you would do? You would go watch Living Single, like a normal, decent human being.
Yes, I would.
Because we all know that Friends copied Living Single. This is not even this isn't even a conspiracy theory. Living Single was originally supposed to be called Friends. And the same studio who, oddly enough, also made Friends, the same studio that made Living Single, they were like, no, we don't think that's a good name for this show. Meanwhile, the motherfuckers were like, by the way, go ahead and hire 6 white actors. We're going to make the same damn show. Call it Friends.
Saying, man, it's a 90s kind of world, and I'm glad I got my girls. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you gotta keep your head up, boy. Keep your head up. That's right.
I always looked at Friends like that was some shit in like Earth 2, because I think in the entire history of Friends, we only saw one black person in New York City. So yeah, that wasn't my view. Yeah, the Red Sun universe is what that was.
So you know how in DC Comics, you know how there's like a planet, there's an Earth where like all the superheroes are black, Earth 23. That's Earth 24, where all the characters are white. Well, we got Poetry Media came through the $5 super chat, just said, keep up all the dopeness, just dropping by to show love. Thank you, Poetry Media, for coming through, man. Y'all, look, man, y'all are just great. Y'all just, man, awesome. Chef's kiss. I'm here for it. Yes, and yes, Living Single is on Hulu. Go watch that instead.
My God, this chat, they knew it was a hit, so they had to throw some white on it.
Look, they like, y'all ain't shit. Oh, wait, Tube said no, it was 2. They had Morris Chestnut and Gabrielle Union. That is true. I forgot about Morris Chestnut.
Yeah, I only remember Aisha Tyler.
And you know what? Oh, no. You know what they did? Because apparently, I don't know the full scoop on this. But I remember Gabrielle Union saying something about this. Basically, they brought her on for one episode, and I think after her, they didn't call her to come back. They just brought in Aisha Tyler and then had her do the episode. She was basically playing the same character that Gabrielle Union played.
Okay.
I guess Gabrielle Union was just too black. Whatever. They're like, Aisha Tyler has more white people appeal. Let's get her instead. Victor Creed come through the $5 super chat and we don't watch Friends in Krakoa. Yes. Goddamn right we don't. We don't. Dude, fuck some Friends. But no, I just wanted to go and say real quick, and actually it's funny that Approach the Nerd just dropped in, because I'm about to talk about a show that Approach the Nerd just recently talked about. Thank you again for that super chat, Victor Creed. But yeah, Stargirl. What did you think about Stargirl, Carter? Give me your impressions of Stargirl.
Honestly, we were talking about how I felt about Justice League, the movie, how it was reminded me a lot of the cartoons. That's what Stargirl kind of gave me those vibes of. Seeing Joel McHale try to be a superhero kind of turned me off because I always expect him to come with some smart ass remark at every moment of every time. Because
and he does.
That brother is still the man from the Soup.
Oh yeah, no. Let's be real here. Joel McHale is always like, okay, let's be fair. The Soup has never been canceled. Joel McHale is still playing the same character this many years later, and that is exactly. You're not wrong about him playing Starman. He is like, he's serious for the first few seconds that you see him, and then like towards the end of the time that you see him on the first episode, he starts going for funny business. In a very awkward moment, but I totally get why they did it.
He's the TV Ryan Reynolds, is how I look at him.
Yes.
But from what I did see, because I did end up finishing that first episode, it was enjoyable. It was good. I was shocked it was a CW show. I thought it was maybe like changed the name of that network so many damn times. I thought it was more so like a freeform show, like with Cloak and Dagger and Running Around. That's the vibe I got from it. So I'm like, okay, it kind of reminds me of
had that Runaways, that kind of Runaways vibe. Yeah.
It was fine. It was fine. I couldn't really complain about it. It was something that I enjoyed it for the time that I watched it.
Okay. I am not far from you in that camp. I watched the first 2 episodes. I didn't see all of the second episode because, like I said, I was getting ready for the caves. I had to get up at certain points and, do other shit. And I'm a dad. But when I was watching the show, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it at all. I really enjoyed it. Like you, same vibes. It doesn't seem like a CW show. Seems like something you'd catch on Freeform in the vein of like Cloak and Dagger or the Runaways. A lot of there's the teen angst isn't quite as high on this show, considering that the main character is a teenager. I mean, there is some at first, and there's maybe a little bit more in the second episode, but I love the fact that as those 2 episodes go along, it kind of dies down a little bit. The teen angst is more on other characters, not so much the main character. Her main thing is just not knowing who her dad is, and being pissy about her mom moving her out to the middle of nowhere, fuck all bumfuck, wherever, and, marrying this guy who she doesn't really care for. And that's kind of her, that's her whole angst. And I can kind of get that. I can empathize with that. But I love what they did with Brainwave. I like Brainwave so far. Sportsmaster. I actually like what they're doing with Sportsmaster. And most people won't notice it because unless you see this, I think it's the second episode where it really becomes more obvious. But Sportsmaster is on the show, and the funny thing to me about it is you see him at the very beginning of the show, and then you see him a couple of times throughout the rest of the first episode. It's just that you don't realize it's him because he doesn't have a mask on. And I just thought that was really cool. I love seeing the Injustice Society going against the Justice Society in the beginning. I thought it was cool. Like I said, I think
cool.
Yeah, I was like, dude, y'all blew the budget for this whole season on that first 5 minutes. Because the Solomon Grundy pops up, I was like, my God. Victor Creek coming through a $2 super chat says it's DC 90210. I mean, I wouldn't go that far. I would say it's more DC Dawson's Creek. Which, take that how you want to. Look, I don't want to wait.
I knew it was coming. Damn it.
To get colder.
It was coming, damn it.
Right now, will it be? I don't want to wait. For my soup to get colder, I want to eat it right now. I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway, point of the matter is, thank you for that super chat, Victor. But no, I don't think it's a bad show. I think it's a good show. It's got, the pilot has the same problems most TV pilots have. The second episode, I think, cleans it up a lot better. It's got some humor. It's got some levity. It's got some sinister isms going on here or there. I like Stripe. Stripe is cool. And I like Stripe C. I like Luke Wilson as what was it? Was it Pat Buchanan? And I mean, yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a solid show. Brett Basinger's doing a good job. Playing Stargirl. She's solid. I can't wait to see more of the other characters. Because we know that the Justice Society is going to feature heavily into this show. Starman, Hourman, Wildcat, and so on and so forth. All those characters are going to be coming back in some capacity, even though technically we know that they're, well, I don't want to say, in case anybody wants to watch it and doesn't know. I won't say what's going on there. But anyway, point matter is, it's not a bad show. Injustice Society looks great. I'm here for it. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. We'll probably watch again.
Light bars. Light bars.
Yeah, light bars. Light bars. Okay, there's that. Let's see here. Ain't nothing wrong with Gilmore Girls. I mean, it's alright. Except Rory's a whole asshole at some points. Victor Creed out here wilding in the super chats on Gilmore Girls, man. I'm here for it. It says Gilmore Girls superhero show. I mean, I still say Dawson's Creek. Dawson's Creek, file the serial numbers off. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into some questions here. Let's see.
I feel like the first question we should do is, just because this brother done asked this question this entire show. Ouch. We had 2 questions, but don't answer one of them right now.
See, and you know what? I feel here. Wait a minute. Before you go into it. See, when people dare me to ban them, I feel inclined to do so.
And you did as you were asked.
I mean, I'm just saying. If you are, I mean, hey, I tell you what, I can do it if you want. Dark Angel did it for me. There you go. Anyway, Carrying on. Hey, I love Charmed. Don't anybody say anything bad about Charmed. I'm not saying for
which one.
Actually, I like both of them. Well, I liked both of them. Maria from Approach the Nerd spoiled the new one for me, so I haven't bothered to watch more than the first few episodes that I had seen. But I actually liked it. The first half season that I watched, I thought it was fine because honestly, I'm gonna say something, and you motherfuckers can be mad if they want to. The original Charm series, you know what that was? That was 3 white women with white people problems using magic to solve white people problems. That is what that show was, and I love that show. But I can admit that. Now, Charmed, the newer season, it actually tried to get beyond that. And it actually made more sense to me that, Hispanic women, Latin women, women of color would be hooking that magic up. As opposed to 3 basic-ass white women. Because them bitches was basic. Let's just go ahead and be real. I'm not even saying that all white women are basic. I'm just saying that those 3 specific white women were basic as fuck.
Didn't even realize they brought the show back, because I just saw a lot of old shows are getting some kind of resurgence. It's very weird. I saw earlier this morning that they even brought back Roswell. Do you remember Roswell?
Yeah, Roswell's back. It is unfortunately back. They didn't get the memo. Nobody was watching Roswell. Or maybe they were. That was the problem. No, they're bringing back all these shows. I mean, I'm like, dude, come on now. Like, do we really need this? Do we really?
They bored. Bored.
I actually no. Okay, I am actually with Tubes. I like the She-Ra reboot. I actually like the She-Ra reboot. That was good. I was under the impression only one of the girls was half black, Corey. I could be wrong. Maria, you watch that show more than I do, but I was under the impression only one of them was half black. Let's see. Let's see here. And they are bringing back Punky Brewster. SFCK Killer.
God, really?
They are bringing back Punky Brewster. And with the original actress, too, if I'm not mistaken. But she's older, obviously. SFC Cape Killer, thank you for that $5 super chat. Says, what about them X-Mans? Dude, they're still lit. They're still lit. As y'all know, I did drop a Marauders video this past Thursday, a couple of days ago. Venom video will be going up for channel members after the stream, and will go live in the next couple of days for everybody else. Victor Creed coming through with $2 super chat saying, Super Saiyan Karens, I am dead. Let's see here. Roswell, New Mexico. Liz is closer to the OG books. Got you. Yeah, no, they weren't trying to reboot Punky Brewster. They are rebooting that motherfucker. They are going to do it. He said, wait, one girl is Hispanic. I thought, let's see here. Oh, yeah, the actresses. Yes, the actresses are mixed. I'm talking about the characters. I'm not talking about the actresses. I'm talking about the characters. Let's see here. Let's see. I mean, I don't care which one's old, but I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you, AWOB. I don't give a fuck about Roswell, so, I mean, it's old to me. I'll just be honest with you. I mean, I would be remiss if I did not admit that I didn't give a fuck about Roswell then, and I give even less of a fuck about it now.
Watch Roswell. Just waiting on Angel to come on. Well, that was pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, so these must be details. These probably are details that came out after I stopped watching the show because Approach the Nerd spoiled it for me. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Moving along. You were saying, Carter.
All right. So one of the first questions we got was a two-parter, but it's two different questions. So take that how you will.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Chadwick Boseman possibly not coming back to Black Panther and Marvel attempting to put Shuri in that role? I'll go ahead and answer that for myself. I think that'd be an awful idea, solely because the Shuri that took over as Black Panther was completely different than the Shuri we have in the films right now.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. The Shuri that we have in the MCU is not the Shuri that's in the comics. The Shuri in the don't get me wrong, I love both for completely different reasons, and I know they have tried to make the Shuri that is in the comics more like the one from the movies, and whatever. My whole thing is with Shuri is that Shuri was already out here. Now, to be fair, we haven't seen Shuri really do too much anything except for towards the end of the Black Panther movie where she got up them paws and was blasting folks, but she didn't strike me as like a fighter.
Yeah.
Like she's more of in the MCU, she's more of a gearhead. In the comics, she's more of a combatant.
That woman, that sister crazy as hell.
Mm-hmm. That heifer took on Proxima Midnight by herself.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Look, took on a whole ass Moreland the Vampire. A character Spider-Man doesn't even fight by himself.
In the comics, she wanted to square up with T'Challa to break him off to stay as Black Panther. So I don't think that would fit at all.
Nah, dude. Shuri was out here like, all right, you want the crown back? All right, come on. No. You look, you done disrespected me. Look, that turned into a whole ass the opening of Harlem Nights. That turned into Eddie Murphy versus Vera. Quick versus Vera in Harlem Nights.
Laughing. You know, T'Challa was laughing and then just caught that first one.
Look,
What's wrong with you?
look. Shuri's like, oh, you came for my crown. You done disrespected me, and now I got to kick your ass.
The comic theory said, oh, so you trying to hit people with garbage can.
Right? Look, she out here. By the way, for those who don't understand, I call every woman, and I even call some men, heifers. It's what I do. It's kind of like I call most dudes motherfuckers, in case no one's noticed. But the thing is, I would not. Here's what I would need. Here's what I would need from Chadwick. I need one more movie, maybe two out of him. Then we can pass the torch on to Shuri, because I'm sorry, but I'm not ready for that version of Shuri to be Black Panther. If that makes any sense.
Want this version of Shuri to be Black Panther, and I'm not trying to be an ass about it. It's just the Shuri that we have in the films, nice, positive personality, just full of energy. Shuri we have in the comics is damn near Killmonger.
She kind of is.
I mean, so I wouldn't want. There's no way that they could have her be trained in the films and then turn into that. That's no. You couldn't do that.
Why? It would. Okay. I would honestly. Okay. So here's where I'm at. Okay, she was pronounced dead, or she was among the missing. In game, those thought to be dead or whatever. If you brought her back and said, "Hey, man, that shit changed her. She has a whole new outlook on life now." Based on that, and you build on that characterization from there. Because here's the thing, I don't know if a lot of y'all know this, but Shuri has, of course, she got clapped up in the comics, and she went to the ancestral plane in the comics, and she came back a whole ass I don't want to say master of the mystic arts, but that heifer came back as a whole ass fucking shaman. This heifer out here with Brother Voodoo. and still making science shit work. Like, she is, like, I don't know. I feel like I need to see some more development with that version of Shuri before we start passing on mantles. If you have to recast Black Panther, if you have to recast T'Challa, I don't think that's the best idea. I think maybe you should figure out what the fuck T'Challa wants, what Chadwick Boseman wants, and just give it to him. Because I'm pretty sure the reason why we're hearing about these contract negotiations or Chadwick Boseman not coming back is for one simple reason. When he was brought into the MCU, he was brought in as a tertiary character, a side character. He was hired as side character money, and he had not banked $1 billion film. He has now banked $1 billion film. He probably wants to be paid appropriately. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the same things people say about Chadwick Boseman, similar may have been said about some other actors and actresses in the MCU who have banked $1 billion movies. Like, Brie Larson was probably already getting the bag because they already had plans for her as a solo movie. And she already had an Oscar under her belt, too, to command more money. T'Challa didn't have that. Chadwick Boseman did not have that same leverage. And now he has, I headlined $1 billion movie. Now what? I mean, let's keep it a buck. here. Let's pull up the box office mojo. Let's pull up the box office mojo for Black Panther. Okay, so, and actually, and while we're at it, let's pull up the budget for the movie. Okay, so the budget for Black Panther, $200 million. Right there. $200 million. That's not even including advertising costs. Not even including advertising cost. And he did get them an Oscar. Though technically it was the, I forget what.
That's what I was trying to look up real quick, because I don't think it was.
It was costume design, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It was costume design. But still, that's a movie. They got an Oscar that he was in.
No.
Just saying. Now, you got $200 million. Oh, wait. The COBY said he came with $2 super chat, said Disney needed to pay Chad that cash. Exactly. Thank you. Put some respect on his name, goddammit. Thank you, COBY, for that, man. Much appreciated. Now, let's go to the box office mojo. Okay, the box office mojo says this movie grossed $700 million domestically and another $646 million internationally for a total worldwide gross of $1.3 billion. I'm just saying. I am just saying. I mean, here, and let's go to the all-time. Let's go to the all-time charts. Let's see here. Let's go. I want the worldwide. Okay, so right here, top lifetime grosses. Now, just because of all the chicanery that has happened over the last few months, Black Panther dropped. It was originally in like the top 5. But after like Infinity War and then Endgame, all of which are movies that made over $1 billion, Black Panther is still, I mean, it's not in the top 10 anymore, but I mean, I'm just saying. I am just saying. That is not, the $1 billion club is not bad company to be in. Spider-Man, Captain Marvel, Aquaman, Captain America, Iron Man, though all of these and pretty much every Avengers movie can all tout being in the $1 billion club. Black Panther can as well. So I just want to point that out. Give Chad his goddamn money. Pay the man. Well, I'm gonna hit you with that Judge Million from People's Court. Pay the man. There you go. But that said, let's see what else we got in here. Look, they made that budget back 6 times over. I don't want to hear shit. You got the money. You made the budget. Yeah, it's 2 years later, still top 15. Exactly. And that's after all of the stuff. That's come out. We're talking about how many other movies have come out since then. We've had Endgame, Infinity War, Frozen 2. You have Fast and the Furious. We have all these other movies coming out that are making $1 billion. I don't want to hear shit. Pay that motherfucker. Y'all bought Fox. Y'all can pay Chad. Trust me. Y'all good for it. Okay, so on that note, let's go ahead and get to these. Let me see. We got any? I'm going back, double back. Let's see if we got any. RDJ. You're right, Deku. He totally did. He did it too.
One question I saw with you bringing up Brother Voodoo is who you would cast as Brother Voodoo in the MCU movie.
Ooh.
They wanted top 5, but I can't give you 5. I'm sorry. The only name that even comes to mind would be on my end would be Mustafa Shakir. He was Bushmaster in that second season of Luke Cage. He was also in American Gods. He was
Them
I
call
can't
me
remember
Bushmaster. I like that motherfucker. I like him. I like
That's the only person I could think of that would probably be a good Brother Voodoo.
I would be perfectly fine with Mustafa Shakir as Brother Voodoo. I'm trying to think. I can't think of too many others. You know what? Actually, you know what? I tell you what. Ooh, man, I don't know about this one though. Ooh, man, I don't know about this brother. Let me. Ooh, man. Okay, I got one. It's actually the guy I was thinking about, but I couldn't think of his name at the time. Okay, so some of y'all may or may not. Some of y'all may or may not be familiar with this guy. Brother by the name of Roger Cross. I first saw this brother in Dark Matter, I believe. He was in Chronicles of Riddick, but I don't remember him from that. He was on, oddly enough, the reason why he was on my mind is because I recently saw his name pop up for Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. He plays Jon Stewart for the 2 seconds that Jon Stewart is in the movie.
I forgot. Jon Stewart did have voice lines for that moment.
Yeah, he did have voice lines for the 2 seconds for they. Never mind.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm done. Apparently, he also played Jon Stewart in the first Justice League Dark movie, so there's that too. Also, a movie he had little to no lines in. I just want to point out, but I was fine with it. I mean, granted, he didn't have much to say. I mean, this is whatever. But for those, and just so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about, this is the brother right here. That's him right there. I could see him as as Brother Voodoo, and he is a Jamaican actor, even though his roles would not necessarily give that away, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, I mean, I could see that brother's. I could see that brother as him. Give or take. Yeah, he's Jamaican-born Canadian actor. So there you go.
All right. I just remember seeing that brother on Power.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh, dude. Now, of course, I feel like Mustafa Shakir also could work. I've seen him in some pretty legit roles that he's done. I mean, dude he's for real. He's the real deal. And y'all, like I said, but for those who don't know who we're talking about, this is Mustafa Shakir, right here.
Basically, Baron Samedi in American Gods.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was the first thing that popped in my head as a Brother Voodoo. I don't even like bringing up Brother Voodoo that much, just because I feel like he was done so dirty when it comes to Marvel Comics, because people tend to forget Brother Voodoo was Sorcerer Supreme for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then he got sunned recently.
Yep.
He got sunned just recently. Because of Scarlet Witch.
Oh my.
Because, him and Scarlet Witch, I don't know if they still are. I haven't been keeping up with Savage Avengers. But when they came out with that last big Avengers story, what was it, No Road Home? Mm-hmm. Him and Scarlet Witch were dating. Mm. And were about to move in together. And this heifer got stranded in Hyperborea for 10 seconds. And she already trying to fuck Codan. And then you know what they did? Nah, that ain't even the end of it. You know what they did? Then they bring Codan back to the main Marvel continuity and put this motherfucker on the same Avengers team as Brother Voodoo. I'm done. I was like,
Sumerians got game, man. That's all I can say about that. Them Sumerians got game.
Dude, that motherfucker, he's like, look. That motherfucker's like, Arnold Schwarzenegger played me in the movies. Oh, anyway. But yeah, Snack Crumbs, that is the dude who played, Mustafa Shakir, that's the dude who played Bushmaster. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I would be perfectly fine with any of those. Either one of those. Let's see here. What else we got? Corey Scott Johnson asked me, are you excited for the new Boondocks series? I am. I'm even more curious to see what they're going to do about addressing the passing of Detroit John Witherspoon.
Yeah.
I want to see how they handle that, and I want to see if they get someone else. Like, who are they going to get to kind of take, like, you know, Huey and Riley are young. They don't have they're not old enough to be on their own. So who's going to take care of them is the question that I have been kind of asking. And I know I want to say she's come out and said something about this, but the actress I had in mind, like, you want to get a voice actress to come in and take over as, you know, like, the role, like, you know, or not saying the role of granddad, but kind of as their caretaker, the person who's going to be looking after them. I'm sorry, but look no further than my girl Jennifer Lewis.
Okay.
Somebody get that woman.
Okay.
Call her up. She could be grandma. Look, she could be grandma. Or you're somebody else. She could be auntie. I don't know. You call this woman because she wants the work. By the way, I want to give a shout out. Tex-Mex Studios coming through with the $5 super chat, says cut the check for a Luther Strode Netflix series. Hey, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Not at all. Not at all.
I did check out an episode of the Joe Rogan podcast that John Witherspoon was on, and his son, scarily good impression of him.
Really?
So that is one route they could go. I don't even know if the son would want to do it. Honestly, I can't remember. I think she was. I get who you just named confused sometimes with Niecy Nash because they damn near sound alike when it comes to animation. But Niecy Nash was on an episode of the Boondocks. I think she was their aunt.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. I'm actually going back and looking. Yeah, for those who don't know, who we're talking about. Here I'm going back through and looking. Niecy Nash. I am more familiar with her. I am more familiar with her on shit like Claws and
you know.
Yes. But here, this is for those of y'all want a face to put with if you want to oh wait, no, we can't put that one out. That's too many titties hanging out. Hold on. Well, I just saw it like I was doing a Google image search, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, here's a picture. I was like, oh, wait a minute, she got titties hanging out. We can't do that. This is children's programming. Psych. Who told y'all that shit? But this is Niecy Nash right here. This is Niecy Nash. But they do kind of have similar, like, see, but Jennifer Lewis, she has that kind of whine, like, she has a little bit of that, she got that old black woman, kind of cadence. Yeah, granted, because she is older, but, but dude, she's been doing voice work for a minute. I know, a lot of people might recognize Jennifer Lewis from Girlfriends or Blackish. So on and so forth.
Like she get ass whooping at any moment, so that might be a good choice on you.
Yeah, dude.
That might be a good choice.
Now, yeah, and she did actually. Jennifer Lewis did play. She was on 2 episodes of the Boondocks. Excuse me. I don't remember what season. Yeah, they were season 4. She was on season 4, episode 4, and I think episode 3. Yeah, 3 and 4. She was on there.
She had the criminal empire of women with selling the weaves. And yeah, sure was.
Yep. Yeah, dude. I would be wait, Poor Archery dropped $5 super chat, says her voice was in my head. They should definitely get Auntie Jennifer. Dude, yes, please get Jennifer Lewis, please. Please, thank you. Aaron Magruder, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? And I do agree, Girlfriends is one of the best shows ever. That show was criminally underwatched. Girlfriends is one of those shows that first off, it was the show that made me realize that Diana Ross had children. Let's go ahead and put that out there. And I was here for it. I loved that show. Matter of fact, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, where are all those women right now? Where are they right now? I want to know, because look, I used to fucks with Persia White heavy, Golden Brooks heavy,
Yeah.
Jill Marie Jones heavy, still fucks with Tracy Ellis Ross heavy. I'm just saying. Like, they're still getting work. I know they're still getting work. I know they're still doing shit, but it's like, man, I got questions. Anyways, let's keep it going. No, they did not get a proper season finale. They did not. Wait, what was that? Wait, who was in Young Justice? Wait, who was popping off in Young Justice? Was it my girl? Was it one of my girls? I have questions.
Let's say Jill and those lips and Tracy and those hips.
Man, don't you play. Man, dude, can we get... Okay, y'all talking about shows that need to be brought back. Bring Girlfriends back. Please and thank you. Girlfriends. Look, bring that shit back. Where's that reboot, huh?
Hey, where Art Edmondson actually brought up a point. I actually watched that episode. That entire cast was on an episode of Blackish.
Dude, you ain't lying. Can we
I
get that?
With a lot of ABC shows, they just brought back like different shows and put them on the newer. Yeah, I forgot about that.
By the way, my brother Art in here. Man, what's going on, fam? Now, I just want to say, can we get the reboot Girlfriends-ish? we do a show about how they've all grown up and grown apart from each other. And they got to get that magic back. I'd be here for it. But I'm just saying. Hey, and look, I ain't forgot about him. But no, let him mend some fences. I'd be here for it, man. I'd be here for it. But that said, let's see here. Oh yeah, no. A lot of people. Okay, so all right. I see somebody. Idris Reese brought up Kelsey Grammer on that show. A lot of people don't know this. And I think it actually doesn't get talked about very often. But yeah, Kelsey Grammer went to bat for that show. More than some probably would have. But yeah, just, because I remember seeing that, I was like, the fuck? I was like, what Kelsey doing? Was he just visiting the set? Was he visiting the set and talking to people? was he courting? But no, I mean, he produced the show. So, I mean, he actually has, I think, of any person he produced, I want to say he produced every episode, I want to say. Let's see here. Is it wait 27? I'd still holler Tracy. Yes, I would. Let's see. Sister Love. I ain't fuck with Sister like that. I like Sister, but I didn't fuck with as heavy as I did Girlfriends. It probably call the show Wives now. Yeah, I'm here for it. Let's do it. Let's do that. Snack Crumb says, Blerd, I know this is random and out there, but have you heard any follow-up with that whole Earth M situation and the milestone characters? Okay, so here's the dizzle. Here's what I can tell you. This is all I know. The rights are settled. Dennis Cohen and company can move forward with Earth M, or rather the Milestone Media reboot, though they have not said shit since that lawsuit was settled. I think there's still some stuff they got to work out. Some rights issues and some compensations and whatnot still got to be addressed. Whatever. But it is settled. It is settled, and from what I understand, I actually caught an interview that Dennis Cohen did with the Blerd girl, who is a friend of the channel. And she was able to talk with him, and she wasn't able to get any details out of him, really, because he can't talk about it right now. But he did say, yeah, it is moving forward, so it will happen. That said, where we at? We had 220. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to switch over, and we're going to start reading some questions from the Discord, because I just realized I got to be back on Twitch at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So for those of you who are not, who don't keep up with time zones, that is in 3.5 hours. 3 hours and 40, or 3 hours and 39 minutes to be precise. So we're going to read the questions from the Discord, and we're going to go from there. Okay, so questions. Rough Rider asked, Rough Rider 86 asked, what about your boy Sam Winchester as Moon Knight / Mark Spector / Mr. Knight and whatever other personalities he has? You know, Sam Winchester, you know,
Jared Padalecki. I don't know about that.
Jared Padalecki. I don't know about him.
Now,
I don't know about him. Yeah, no, yeah.
I'd be there for it.
That's what I was about to... Okay, get out my goddamn head. Get out my goddamn head, okay? Stop it.
I'd be there for... I'd be here for that.
Yeah, like, okay, so for those who don't know who we're talking about, if you don't know who we're talking about here, here, let me... Well, let's pull up some... I like having imagery available. Now don't get me wrong. I think from a looks standpoint, yes, I think that you could make Jared Padalecki work. However, actually, use this picture. Kill two birds, one stone. So these are the guys right here. This is right here. This is Jared Padalecki, Sam Winchester. And this right here is Jensen Ackles, who is Dean Winchester. I would much rather see Dean, because Dean has so much more range, I think. Like, and I say range, believable range, in my opinion, from an acting standpoint. I think Jensen Ackles would do a better job playing Moon Knight, being able to play all the different personalities, all of the different, you know, mannerisms and the personalities of Moon Knight. I think he would do a better job. Now, I think Jared Padalecki, does he have the look of a guy who could probably play someone that crazy? Yes. But Jensen Ackles? No. That's the guy. That is my guy for that job. If you feel where I'm coming from. Let's see here. Next question. This one comes from John. Would the Ultimates be a better comic if they were with another label? Now, I'm going to go on a limb and assume that by Ultimates, John means the Al Ewing's Ultimates. With, you know, Blue Marvel, Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, America Chavez, Black Panther, you know, so on and so forth. I don't know. I think it would... Actually, you know what? I do know. If it was an Image comic, dude, the Ultimates would be so goddamn wild. Dude, give Al Ewing's Image-level autonomy. You'd have a whole different comic.
Just keep that Kenneth Rocafort art with it.
Yeah. Dude, it'd be nasty. Because you know what he would do? I guarantee you he would go even further. Al Ewing, he would do what Image used to have to do back in the day and what Image kind of still does now when they do like capes in comics. He would have to make some analogs for different characters like Galactus, so on and so forth. But could you imagine how fucking insane he could get with that? Too good. Too good. Some would dare say too sweet. Too sweet me when you see me. Alright, so Chillmonger asks if the girl Cyclops from Children of the Atom had a kid with Eye-Boy, would Spectrum and Blue Marvel's kid stand a chance? I don't know. That's tough. Because Eye-Boy is out here. For those who don't know. Eye-Boy is actually out here. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Eye-Boy, he's on X Factor now. If I'm not mistaken. And for those who are not familiar with Eye-Boy, basically, he has the ability that he has eyes all over his body, and each of his eyes can see in, like, different types of spectrums. They can do different shit. Basically, all of his eyes function. He can literally see all around him at all times. It gets crazy. And now, I don't know what's up with the Cyclops, the girl version of Cyclops from Children of the Atom. I don't really know a whole heap of a lot about her just yet. But just based on what I know about them and what I know about Blue Marvel and Spectrum, actually, you know what? Now I think about it, that's too many eyes. Monica Rambeau alone would piece up each and every one of them. So yeah, no, Blue Marvel and Spectrum's kid for the win. That one is done. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna leave that one alone, Rough Rider. We're not gonna do that one because we're getting into some heavy territory there. But I will be more than free to answer your question in the Discord a little later once I've had some time to think about it. Right now, not the time. Not the time. And then for the final question in the Discord, so Runaways and Cloak and Dagger, I know, are most likely going to be Disney Plus shows, but roll with me here. Spider-Man 3, Runaway from Home. Or, what do you think Papa Kevin has in mind? You know what? Because, they've been doing this whole thing lately with the Spider-Man movies. So it's okay, so you had Homecoming. Now you have Far From Home. Seems like they're really hung up on the home subtitle, like home being in the subtitle. And Carter, maybe you could help me out with this one. You have, let's say, you had Spider-Man 3, Run Away From Home, or Can't Go Home, or something along those lines. I'd be here for it. I would actually love to see Spider-Man run into the Runaways. I'd be in for that shit. Have him run into the Runaways and Cloak and Dagger. Oh, man. Chef's kiss.
I think it would be a good fit just from I've actually seen of the first season of Runaways, and it was pretty solid. I haven't seen a lot of Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger's okay. I liked the first season. I didn't catch up after the second one, but I plan to. But I liked it. I think it took a minute to get going, is the problem with Cloak and Dagger. But Runaways kind of did too, but I feel like Runaways did a better job of getting right out of the gate.
I will say that Runaways cleaned itself up after those initial episodes. So seeing Tom Holland interact with them, I think would be pretty cool. Mm-hmm. If it was like a one-off thing, or maybe like I don't know if they would even think to do this, but you could do it as like a one-shot. Mm-hmm. So just maybe a 45-minute, 30-minute thing. Yeah, I think that'd be a good look.
I'd be here for it. I'd be here for it. Let's see here. What else? I think that is the last question of the Discord. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Ladies and gentlemen, man, Man, it's going to be a long day today. It is going to be a long day today. Y'all have no idea, man. I did it to myself. I did it to myself. Let me remind you guys, we are going to be over on twitch.tv/Blerd without fear. Matter of fact, let me see if this, I'm going to see if this works. Let's see if this works. I set this up earlier. Let's see what happens. We'll see what happens. It may not work because, you know, fuck me. That's right. Fuck me. Why would you work? Yep, not working. Okay, that's fine, you know. Oh, it's because I have it disabled. Whatever. You know what? Fine. There. So, if you have time, make sure to swing by that Tiltify page, man. Help us raise some money for these kids. Also, we will be over at this other link I dropped down here, twitch.tv/Blerd without fear. I'll be going live at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is in roughly 3.5 hours. We will be playing King of Fighters. We will be playing Tekken 7. We'll be playing Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator 2. Mortal Kombat 11. And if I can convince anybody else to do so, we might even throw in some impromptu Uno, because we all know how petty we can get with Uno. But that said, man, it's time to get out of here. Carter, tell the good people where they can find you.
Twitch.tv Carter Presents, not Presents. And I swear to God, if you say it, you know what? Let me not. Carter Presents on Twitch. Carter Presents on Twitter. Still not going to tell you where I'm at. I will forever be a voice in Blerd Core. Never know where I'm weighing up. Everyone for the donations. We are still close to our goal of Dark Angel playing Fortnite. Let's snap our fingers for that one.
We
I
should.
appreciate y'all. I'm finna run now because I feel like that girl's gonna punch me through this laptop of mine.
Yeah, she gonna find you. Oh. Well, once again, man, I think we had a good, solid show. Everything was fantastic. Everybody was great. Like I said, in these trying times, everybody just try and be good to each other. Try and take care of each other. Watch out for yourselves. And, you know, I know right now it's tempting to do a lot of things in anger. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm not saying that you should. What I am saying is be responsible, be careful.
Better. Be better.
Yes. If you decide to protest, if you decide to go out and protest, you decide to go out and march, wear a mask. And I'm not just saying that because of that bitch Carol fucking Baskins. I'm also saying that to protect your identity. You know, be better. Be better than the rest. Take care of yourselves. You know, do the best you can to survive in this crazy ass world. Like I said, I told y'all earlier I wasn't going to spend a lot of time talking about it. I'm not going to do it here either at the end. I just want y'all to be safe. I want you to be alive. And, you know, we don't need to lose any more people than what we already have. I'm not saying that I'm not going to do any fighting back in my own right. You know, just there's it's a rough time. It's a rough time. And like I said, we're all in this right now. We still how many years removed from slavery still have to prove that Black Lives Matter. And I know that there are those people who are sitting there waiting in the wings to say, but all lives matter. Unfortunately, that is still not the case. After what happened with George Floyd, that is not the case. And I don't care what they've done with the fucking cop. it's still not enough. But anyways, I love you all 3,000. Plus Ultra. Goodbye and good night.